Q, and welcome back to another Toast podcast episode. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, y'all, before we get started, I don't know what's been going on. One thing's for sure, the heat has been heating. I mean, as soon as I step outside, I'm dripping in sweat. I'm like, dang, I gotta take another shower. I literally just got out the shower like not too long ago. And I have to go right back. This is crazy. Like, I'm trying to, be outside, but I can't be outside like that because it's just too darn hot. And I'm a type of person, like, I love the sun. I like being out, but this, I can't take it. Like, I really can't. So, I ain't popping out until like later, okay, like when the sun is like going down. But it's just been like just so crazy. Like I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I'm to the point to where like, where is fall? Like speed it up. I mean, so the temperature can just die down a little bit. You know what I mean? So I love summer. I love warmth. I love the sun. But y'all, it's just too darn hot. I can't take it. And that's crazy for me to say. If anybody know me, they know that I stay cold. I don't like the cold. I can't stand the cold. I'm the type of person I'd rather have my windows down, like my car windows down, and just have natural air. But y'all, heck no. I do my little baby hairs, lay it down. It's frizzing back up, and my hair is already naturally curly. So I'm just like, you know what? Just forget it. I'm just let it do what it do. And then like secondly, I don't know, like my sinus has been like acting crazy for real. Like I got a little bit of a sinus infection and I just been trying to clear it. So I went and got some medicine, but I was recommended not to use that, but I had already bought it. And so what I did was I never did this before, y'all. So apparently if you cut an onion, right, and you just put it in a bowl and then you kind of like inhale it, like say you're going to sleep, because this is what I did. So I cut my onion up or whatever, put it in a bowl. I lay down because I've been having trouble sleeping, and all this has been kind of like keeping me up too. I mean, like up, y'all, like till like 5 in the morning type thing. And literally, not only did I sleep better, but it actually helped because my ear was aching, sore throat, and just sinus pressure. All that was going on. I'm like, like this is crazy. But literally, as I was laying down, going to bed, just inhaling, I guess the onions. I don't know exactly what it does, but that helped. So I'm probably gonna, start doing that probably a little bit more often. I went to sleep. I actually slept, and I'm saying, man, this is great. Now I know onions are just good anyway, because when I was a child, like my grandmother used to put like onions like in my socks or whatever. Like when I had a fever, it would like draw it out, and I felt good. Like it's weird when you first put it in your sock and you stepped all on it, but it relaxed me. I went to sleep, and it actually worked. I never thought about doing that for like a sinus infection. So right now, I don't know if I sound a little stuffy, maybe, but currently there is still some pressure in my ear. My throat though feels a lot better. I'm not lying. I only did this one time, and it's a lot better. I also, what else did I do? Oh, I put some like rice in like a tube sock and warmed that up. And I just kind of like laid it on my throat just to kind of soothe it as I was asleep. But y'all, doing both of those things work. So you can't go wrong with the like natural route. I'm the type of person, I do not like taking medicine, honey. I do not. So if I can find something and natural and do it, I'm gonna do it. But however, I did today get like some medicine just so I can make sure like the mucus and things is coming out, because I don't really have too much of it like draining out. And so I just want to make sure I'm like clear as possible, and drink my tea and go on about my day. But anywho, y'all, so today we're gonna be talking about how being wronged by others can benefit you. Okay, it can be a good thing, and I know y'all like, girl, what you talking about? How is somebody doing me dirty like a good thing? Like, I'm not trying to hear it, but it really can be. We're here to discuss why, and y'all can tell me your opinions, what you think, especially if you are here on YouTube watching this podcast. Make sure that you comment down below what you think, like, about the points that I'm getting ready to make. So, ladies, like, after you have experienced a breakup, you may be crying and all that and just dealing with all your emotions, but you're like, I gotta get myself together. I'm not about to be all down and depressed. It's time for me to glow up. It's time for me to get on my, big girl-ish and, make this situation better, for myself. Because it's going to make me feel good. I'm not here to just be down in the dumps or whatever. And so we do that. We actively do that. We start going to the gym. We start eating better. We start just showing more self-care or whatever towards ourselves and things like that. Or we may go ahead and start that business or whatever. We're just out here just living our best life. That is an example right there of how you can basically make lemonade from lemons, right? And so that's something that naturally a lot of us do. I know, especially as women. And that's a positive. That's a good thing. Sometimes things like that, negative situations like that, has to happen in order to just get us going on the path that we need to be on, And so that's just a prime example. I know for me personally, I've been out of a relationship for, like 4 years now. And it's purposely, I have talked and dated, of course, and all of that. But I've been out of a relationship for like 4 years. And my last relationship was horrid. It was horrible. It was toxic. A lot of DV going on. Not trying to get all in depth about that, but it was just really horrible. And I really had to actively and intentionally build myself back up little by little bit. And it took a few years for me to even get to this point. My confidence had to be rebuilt. Just everything, like trying to figure out who I was, what I want to do, and all of that. And all of that just led me here. It led me here today, with with being on social media and just my confidence just being just even stronger now. I feel like I know myself a lot better. Sometimes when you experience negative situation, it can burst something inside of you that you didn't even know was there. And so that was the case, for me. Even up until now, like this year, having to basically deal with this abrupt change of, kind of like losing my nonprofit. Well, losing, but also just voluntarily resigning. It kind of happened at the same time. I said I had to make lemonade out of lemons. And so it led me here. I now have toast, and I have a better view of or perspective of how to move forward. You just have to just keep going. You can't just allow yourself to be stuck for so long. And I know sometimes we go through those moments at times, but you just got to keep pushing forward. But sometimes things have to happen to pull you away from certain things, pull you away from certain people, and to ignite something in you. Okay, because sometimes that's the only way that you will go. Sometimes God has things already planned out, for us. Before we was even formed in the womb, he already knew us. He already knew the plans he had for us. And sometimes we are so, so content and so ignorant of the fact of not wanting to move because we're afraid of this, because of that, or whatever it is. We won't make that move. And sometimes we have to be in these uncomfortable positions to get us to move out of that, so we can really see and embrace who we are, so we can really walk in our purpose or whatever. We have to be able to do that. Things happen the way it does for a reason. That just comes down to it. And it's up to you on how you want to move forward, and just not be stuck in that. You know what I mean? Granted, it ain't easy all the time. It really isn't. It's not easy all the time. There's a lot of self-talk, praying, whatever that you have to like get through to get to the points of where you're supposed to be. Another reason why being wronged by other people could be good is it's simply just confirmation of who you are. Like, I'm not talking about as far as like an example, somebody calling you out for being this and being a B or all like negative stuff. It's confirmation in terms of sometimes people, your enemies or what have you, can see your light, the light within you that you can't see in yourself. Like if you were the type of person where you always felt like you was the black sheep, like you was the one left out, like you was the one always getting picked on, or just people just being negative towards or what have you. It's because there's something about you that they see, because obviously they are, acting on what they see. They're doing it in a negative way, but you don't even notice about yourself. And I had to learn that, like, dang, it's not that something's wrong with me. I'm not perfect, but I know ain't no wrong with me. But I figured out the pattern. I figured out what it really was. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace that when you walk in a room that sometimes there are people that gonna give you the side eye. They gonna be jealous. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good thing. Like rejoice in that in a like be big headed about it. Don't do that. Don't boast about it. But just know that it's my light. It's the light that's within me. It's me just being me. It's not necessarily always about my physical appearance or my skills, my gifts and things I can do. Yeah, that's part of it, but sometimes it's just because it's you. It's who God created you to be. We all have that thing, different things and uniqueness about us. We don't even see it until maybe later on, like our life. We really don't. I know for me, I can say that. I understand now. So it's up to you to take it how you want to take it. You know what I mean? Like, well, these ladies are always judging me, or I'm always experiencing this and things like that. Then it's just something about me that's so special. And only God has given me. They can't take it away. The light that God has given you, they can't take it away. And granted, it's not to say that we should look forward to people like doing us wrong, like we should be happy about it or things like that. That's gonna come because that's just life. You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna go through life without experiencing ops, enemies, people that's really trying to try us, okay? Whether it's family, friends, strangers, people online that don't even know you, your job. It's just gonna happen. It's just part of life, right? Is it annoying? Yes. Is it frustrating? Yes. Trust me, I know. I have so many stories. But in a way, when you go through something like that, it just gives you a perspective of they are reacting based on how they feel for themselves. And so when you're able to look outside of your own feelings about it and look more into, well, what is that person experiencing? Like why they act the way they do. We all have our story. We all have our things that we have to deal with. And we ain't always been the nicest people. We have hurt people as well. We, all have to deal with our own whatever. Right? But, sometimes it's best to try to get an understanding of why this person move like this, why this person so negative. Like every time I'm around her, she always saying something about somebody else, like all the time. It's like that's all she do. And apparently, that person just has to do the self-work. They have to want to change. They have to figure out what's going on within themselves. Are some people old enough to know right from wrong? Yeah, but when you have been dealt with trauma and things and hurt and pain, you just gonna hurt other people. Hurt people. as cliche as it sounds, yes, that's so true. So it's kind of like up to us on how we want to like move forward with that and how we want to look at that, you know. And sometimes I'm being honest, I struggle with that too because I'm like, listen, I ain't got time for all that. Whatever you got going on, leave it at the door. It ain't got nothing to do with me, and it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily. So, but hey, this is the life that we're dealt with, and we have to learn from each other and hopefully grow and evolve, you know, and get better, want to get better. It starts with us. And the last thing, I feel like it helps us to be more empathetic, you know, which kind of goes in hand in hand with what I just said. With being empathetic, it'll often lead you to forgiveness. Now, I'm gonna be very straight up honest. I still struggle with forgiveness. There are certain things, especially people that you are super close to, that's just a different level of hurt. And for me, it can take years. And it's not that I don't love them, because I still love them. It's more so, it's like, dang, like, you out of all people, like, why? We could have fixed this. We could have done this. We could have did all this stuff and before we even got there. You know what I mean? But I know that's something that is very important to do. And so when you are empathetic, when you are able to look outside of your own feelings, outside of the experience that you have dealt with the other person, you get to be empathetic. You'll be empathetic, and then it'll lead you to where, okay, well, I can understand why they may be moving the way they doing, even though it's still wrong. It's not an excuse, but at the end of the day, so I won't have a build up of bitterness, resentment, whatever. I have to forgive for myself and not for them. Like, I'm trying to be free. I'm not trying to be shacked up with unforgiveness. Like, I'm not trying to do that. And then two, just kind of look at it as, well, I'm constantly doing stuff that God don't like me doing or whatever, and asking him to forgive me. And that's all day, every day. Because I know I'm doing, I don't know about y'all, but I know that I am not perfect. I do things that I probably don't even know that I'm doing that's wrong. I don't know. I try to be as self-aware as possible and take accountability over things that I do notice. But my point is, if we can ask for forgiveness from God, if you believe in God or whatever, then as much as we go to him, we should be able to forgive other people just as much. That is still a struggle for me, y'all. Not gonna lie, but I have been getting better because I'm doing it for me, you know, and there's a relief that you have, you know, and forgiveness is not like necessarily like being naive to the fact that that person won't hurt you again, okay? You still discern or whatever, you're still careful, but there is, you still shows love. It's still an example of like showing grace and showing love. And yeah, so I don't know, y'all. I'm hoping that I get even better and better at it, and I know I will. It's very important. So I encourage you guys to like do the same thing, and I hope that y'all can relate, and you know that this impact you in a positive way, because this conversation for me, just, I know I'm talking to y'all or whatever, but I need to be reminded of this as well. You know, sometimes we go about our daily lives and we forget these little nuggets that's important, that's going to help drive us forward. And so this conversation, I know there's somebody out there that really needs to hear this, but yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. So before I go, I want to tell what I'm toasting to. So what am I toasting to? I am toasted to embracing the negative experiences that I receive from other people, because it's for my good and not necessarily my bad. The situation is bad, it's uncomfortable, it's frustrating, but it's always going to be for my good, despite whatever I experience. Thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you comment down your thoughts about the topic. Follow me on my socials, and thank y'all for the support and the love. I very much appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Love you. Bye. Mwah.